Thank you.
Up to you.
Sure. Uh, okay. So, my name is Prasanna Tadi. I'm one of the stroke faculty at Creighton University. So, we all know that stress management clinic and treatment for that. So, let's see some literature. 4-5 slides. Depression, burnout in medical trainees or healthcare professional trainees is twice than that of asimilar individuals. So all this data from National Academy of Medicine, and 400 US physicians commit suicide every year. That's equal to 2 to 3 graduating classes. This is a busy slide. The focus is, this is Mayo Clinic study. Yellow is 2011, blue is 2014. So irrespective of the specialty, the burnout increased from 2011 to 2014, which is really concerning. It doesn't matter, it is emergency medicine, urology, radiology, orthopedic surgery, dermatology, pathology, general surgery, psychiatry, radiation oncology. It's very interesting that it's getting worse. So what are some factors that's playing in this? As people mention it, and I strongly believe, personal, departmental, organizational, institutional, federal government, insurance companies. So as doctors, for last 10 years, so many changes happened. EHR, reimbursement, telemedicine, patient satisfaction. Now you get paid based on patient satisfaction. And all these pressures, of course, computing and cloud computing and online reviews and so on and on and on and on. So I am strong believer of all that mindfulness and all that, but without changing all this, how can we make things better? They have to work for 10 hours, and just giving like a noon conference 1 hour doesn't change things. So we have to change things how we do, and we have to change things at a very basic level and help students, residents, faculty. And also National Academy of Medicine, they told various other factors, workload, giving see 30 patients, but in my fellowship days or residency days, they used to bring a dog, but still we used to work for 7 days and nights. So that, mismatch, what we talk and what we do is the biggest difference in healthcare. So let's talk about some personal and professional. Personal is if surgery residency, people who join in surgery residency, this is the research that showed that by the time they finish their residency, 50% of the residents have divorce. This is the data. And more alcohol abuse, depression, and I already showed the suicide risk. And of course, professional side, why we came to medicine, right? Best quality of care, less medical errors, excellent patient satisfaction, excellent productivity, and all that. But burnout. This is Mayo Clinic again, and also the National Academy of Medicine. All the slides and information is from National Academy of Medicine. So this is well documented that with physician burnout, everything goes down. Okay, what we are trying to accomplish. Not only ACGME has 11,200 residency and fellowship programs. And not only ACGME, there are 100 different organizations. They came together in Washington, D.C., just like we came together in Creighton. Let's do something for this. So in the same way, the big heads like American Academy of Neurology, Cardiology, ACGME, AAMC, you name it. There are almost like 80 organizations came together, and just like we are doing the collaborative meetings, They did 3 collaborative meetings, and they are coming up with an action plan. And ACGME said, okay, we strongly believe that we came to medicine to treat patients, and they came with back to bedside grant. ACGME never give grants, right? So for the first time, they are giving grants. And that grant cycle is over, and I will pull here. I'm working on this for last 2 years or 3 years. So they gave out of 11,200 residencies, they choose 30 programs for the work they are doing. So if you see here, all are Harvard and Cleveland Clinic and all this Emory, John Hopkins and Mount Sinai. We are sitting with them here in one of those 30, and this is the only grant in state of Nebraska, and only 2 grants in whole Midwest. So we are sitting and with this, and we got this grant because of the work we are doing. Let's see here. So how I did this? 2 years in last 1.5 years. I approached many people, and at that time I started my work. There is no collaborative meetings like this. It's one-man army. I'm interested in this. Let's do something. I met CEOs, deans, multiple other people, department chairs, you name it. Knocked all the doors, and you get resistance, and why you have to do all that, or you are a stroke neurologist, why this work, all that good stuff. So then initially I started up from up, and then I realized, okay, let's start from down. And this is my team of excellent medical students, residents. They are so committed, and we work night at 10. They call me, and we submitted this grant at 2 a.m. in the morning. So we worked the whole night on a speakerphone, and I was with them. And some residents connected from Orlando, went for some conference. So that kind of commitment. That's why we accomplished this. So it came in the first page of Omaha World Herald, the work we did, and also on other national channels. Healthcare workers and burnout, Creighton studying whether more time patient means happier docs. So that's the model we took. So how we did this? I strongly believed in this collaboration, teamwork, especially with the students and residents. I identified and developed a team, and we did a survey and like needs assessment. What are some needs? And we got some striking numbers that 50% of the residents are burnout, depressed, and yada. So we have a solid 2-year plan. This is what we submitted to ACGME, that we already got IRB. Getting IRB is a tough thing as a quality improvement project in November 2018. And then we already had the pilot data, and we get the whole plan for 2 years, what we have to do. And then this is our model. Cheer rounds, cheer meetings, cheer emails. Cheer rounds, weekly, we identify a patient, poor medico-social background, just like you did the book club attending, right? The whole book is about connection with the patient. We should be attentive. So this 30-40 minutes is screen-free, pager-free, burden-free. It's just the whole team is sitting with the patient. And this is personal touch, that we ask the family to bring pictures, favorite music, all personal stuff we don't do every day for our patients. And the whole team involves resident, who is center of this whole thing, and medical students will help us to run this, and the faculty will be there, nurses, PT, OT, speech. Rather than 10 different people coming at 10 different times, we identify a patient and do like 30 or 40 minutes. So that is our cheer meetings. Then cheer rounds weekly. I mean, we have 4 teams, so it's happening every day with every team. And cheer meetings, it's monthly meetings just like this. And what we are going to do is we bring back this patient who got cheer rounds to these meetings, and we will give the opportunity like old school grand rounds, right? Where we used to bring the patients. So here C means celebration. These days C means complaining. You only get called in when you don't do good job. You never get accomplished or like, get a pat and hey, all that. So C means celebration of the patient. So we ask them, hey, we are starting this new approach. What are some things you liked and some improvements we can do? In that way, in that meeting, the team who took care of this patient also try to express their feelings also. So H means hearing. Hearing is healing. Just by hearing the stories of the patient and the team, it's a healing process. And E means expertise. This is where we come into play, that we identified various topics of self-care and well-being, and we invite you to present your expertise. Like, for example, Barbara, I will invite Barbara, hey, can you talk a little bit about mindfulness, yoga, aromatherapy? Our residents want help with financial management, right? We will bring a financial expert. If residents want how to take step 3 or how to look for jobs. So based on what I strongly believe in autonomy, rather than me saying, hey, this is my project, this is what I think, you do this. No. We always believe in residents come up with their own topics. Now we have grant for doing that. We will find the speakers with what they need rather than what my project is. So it is all completely autonomous. And as I said, my strong belief is physical, social, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, at a personal level, individual wellness. But most importantly, to bring change, organizational wellness. This is critical point. Just by eating good food, bringing nutritionists, I can't change their happiness levels if they are working like 200 hours a week. So that organizational change is critical. Now we have whole leadership on board. I am speaking with Dean, Dr. Dunley, and especially we got this big support from ACGME. All of a sudden, everybody, let's do it, right? We are 30 in the whole country, 30 programs in the whole country. So what are some driver dimensions? Meaningfulness in work. What is organizational culture? Efficiency resources. Work-life integration. Are we giving time for their personal life? All those things. So we are going to address all of that. Not just one piece, eating good food. No, it's like a global approach, organizational approach and a personal approach. And most importantly, the core of it is what residents want rather than what a principal investigator wants, right? So that's the core, autonomy. What they want, we will deliver it. Okay. So my eventual vision is, this is the first layer of cheer track locally. Already we are doing it for physicians in an annual, not entirely cheer, but a version of cheer trial. And started with this grant. July 1st is the kickoff date. We have to go to Chicago to talk and implement just like this. All the 30 grant winners have to go to Chicago for 3 times in this grant time and talk together. Hey, what are some things working? What are some things not working? In that way, we exchange the ideas at a national level. That is resident part. Medical students, it's kicking in maybe September or October. And dental students, I'm working with Sonia. and of course both of you, to figure out a plan. It's all boils down to plan. Why we have to do like this, right? Why we have to collect data? ACGME said you should collect data. Whenever you have to do in an evidence-based way, how do you show impact? When we are doing this for dental students, I PubMed, wellness and dental students. There is nothing, one study, no study. We are creating something huge.
There's one.
Now, right? Your
No,
study?
it's 4 years old, but I can send you, there's one study.
Yeah, maybe, maybe one study, right? In the history of, many decades. So I think this kind of educational approach, somebody can pick up the mistakes we do and the successes we get. And rather than reinventing the whole wheel, they can build up their own stuff. So that's why, this is very important. Even whatever grant I write, they always ask for two things: research and dissemination, right? Try to disseminate as wide as possible. Now I get emails, hey, can we do it in Ohio State? Can we do it in elsewhere? And yeah, why not? So that's why I'm recording this, right? Serious, and I'll send my slide set and happy to help you. So that's the whole driving force. Even small changes can make a big difference. When I started this, I never thought, I will come in a paper, I will come in anything. It's all like it shouldn't happen to anybody else. I gone through burnout. At that time, nobody helped me. I just, through pure luck, I'm here. So now I want to create something, something solid. So it's a problem. It's a problem. And quadruple aim, it's all previously all patient-centered. Now it's moving towards physician-centered. Until and unless a physician is happy, energetic, dynamic, fully, they are very happy with their work, they cannot provide good patient care. Now most organizations are moving towards quadruple aim from triple aim. There is a lot of work to be done. This is maybe second study. So I need your help in the expertise part. That's what Barbara is trying to put things together. So instead of bringing outside speakers, I want to know, within Crichton, what is our skill set or talent, and I want to invite you as speakers. So if you can email me, my email is very easy, drthadi@gmail.com, and send, hey, if you know someone who will be a good speaker, just let me know. I know somebody who is excellent financial expert or whatever. So we will, at this point, we are trying to pool the speakers. That's where I think you all will come in handy. So I think that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Thadi.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you have a list that's being generated in terms of topics that the residents are interested in?
Yeah, now we are in the process, but initially we said this is the list. Some well-being topics, some self-care topics I will read. Determinants of health, purpose, connectedness, happiness, personal resiliency training, sleep, meditation, healthy eating, being present, practicing gratitude, handling difficult situations. These are some initial thoughts. Now we have to sit together and do with a bigger list. So
Each of these topics can be multiple talks
yes,
by themselves.
yes. So the other thing what we are doing is we strongly believe in engagement. The speaker only speaks 5 minutes. That's it, and then they will try to ask questions and kind of engaging. And the third part is cheer email. I forgot to tell the cheer email. In this email, we'll send the personal and professional accomplishments, and of course, the 1 hour talks, video talks. But the cheer meetings itself, it's only 5 to 10 minutes max, 3 slides, what is the essence you want to tell, and it's all engaging, dynamic discussion.
The power in this that is so intriguing is that this is all built on personal contact. This
Yes.
is all built this way. It's not built online.
Yes.
And I think that's just such a unique and courageous opportunity because we're so wanting to do everything online. So to build in this quality of connectivity, I think is highly unique and admirable.
I think personal connection is the key. That's the whole problem with the modern era is that, the research showed before there are like 3 to 4 best friends per person in 1980s. Now one. We have 1,000 Facebook friends. I'm talking about people who born in 1990s. That generation, one best friend. They have 1,000 Twitter followers, 1,000 Facebook friends, but no face-to-face connection.
That's what is happening in our clinics too. When as physician we go in, we are worried about the EMR record that we have to fill in. So we quickly do our communication with the patient rather than sitting with them, being present with them, listening to them, actually active listening.